66 here, and today we are going to be showing off Pendulum Cyber-Stein FTK. I'm really excited, so let's get right into it. We are just going to go through a dueling book replay here, and I'll show off how to do the combo. So it's normal pendulums with magicians. As you can see, there's a normal pendulum hand. You don't see anything special, you don't need to draw anything special. Play normal pendulums, and you FTK them with Cyber-Stein. It's absolutely incredible. Let's get into it. What you basically do is you do pendulum plays, right? You add your magicians off pen call. And sorry if my mouse is loud. And when you play magicians, time gazer is a skill. Yes, I play 2 time gazer in this deck. You can kind of see why that's important. Basically, this deck, if you don't draw a specific card, you need a level 3. Well, you don't need it, but you want to have a level 3. And you want to always have a level 3 on board after your pendulum summon. So that's why I play 2 time gazer, so I can always have time gazer at my disposal. I think it's very important. So here we're just going to pen summon, and then use Soul's Effect. You need Hulky Fibrax, and then you need a level 4, and then 2 monsters that add up to level 7. Right? That's all you need. And you want to pen summon Harmo, and use Harmo to summon White Wing Magician. This cannot be your level 4 though, it's like another card you need. So you need like 5-ish monsters if you don't draw any of the pieces. I know this might sound confusing, but once we get through these replays, you will sort of understand what we're doing. And what you need to do is you go through and you make Hulky Fibrax. And I think I actually messed up here. Yeah, I'm going to take it back. Okay, no, I just make Selene here. Off Hulky Fibrax, which just requires a tuner, so harmonizing. What you do is you use harmonizing plus any monster to make Hulky Fibrax. Hulky Fibrax summon this card called Righty Driver. Now, this card is like a really good normal summon in a lot of decks. I want to turbo Hulky Fibrax. It's also a level 1 tuner, and that matters. And the other part of the effect that matters is that for a synchro summon, you can substitute this card for any one synchron tuner. And since if you summon off Needle Fiber or Hulky Fibrax, you can't activate the effects. You can't use the other effects of any tuner, unless they're graveyard effects. But you still get the effect, right? You can't activate. But the passive effects, like you can substitute this for any synchron tuner, that still works. And the reason that's important, we'll see that in just a moment. So I actually went to Selene here because I dumped Chronograph off of Souls. And Souls is a level 1, and Chronograph is a level 6. So 1 plus 6 equals 7. We're just going to use Selene's effect here. I didn't put any counters, but I have more than 3 spells. I use 3 counters to bring back Chronograph. So you see, we summoned this off Hulky Fibrax. We have White Wing, we just summoned off Harmonizing. And then we have 2 monsters that add up to level 7. That's an FTK. Let's see why, okay? Now what we do is we synchro all of these into Road Warrior. Now Road Warrior says, Road Synchron plus 2 or more non-tuners. But remember, Righty Driver substitutes itself as any synchron tuner. Don't worry, I've tested this on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro. Everything here works perfectly. So that means you can use, actually no, you can't scale the Time Gazer unless you have no monsters on field. So why this matters is Road Warrior here can summon Cyber-Stein, because level 2 or lower machine, Cyber-Stein is a level 2 or lower machine. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pay 5,000 life points here, and summon any level 3 fusion. So we're going to use Charubin the Fire Knight. Just use the one that's memeiest, or the one with most attack if you actually care. I don't. Because then you can synchro these off into Power Tool Dragon, and I think if you guys know anything with Cyber-Stein, you know where I'm going with this. Power Tool Dragon will be able to add Telekinetic Charging Cell. Yeah, we play 3. That's why I kept saying it's so easy to draw into your pieces. This deck has tons of draw power, and you play 3 Telekinetic Charging Cells. So a lot of the time you just draw it, and then it's like, well, I guess I use it, right? And you don't need Power Tool, you don't need White Wing, and this becomes easier to establish. Harmo plus 2 monsters on the Pendulum summon. Harmo brings out another one, that's an FTK with this in hand. And yeah, that's pretty insane if you think about it. So now you just go Reproducus. Reproducus will make Cyber-Stein a Psychic type. That's important because in case you guys don't know what this does, you can only equip this as Psychics, and it says you don't have to pay life points to activate the effects. We used 5,000 life on Cyber-Stein just to make Power Tool by summoning Charubin the Fire Knight, and now it's free. So what we're going to do, we're going to summon 3 Blaze Phoenix from our extra deck for absolutely free. And what Blaze Phoenix does is during main phase, inflict 300 damage for each card on the field. So this actually adds up to 8,100 because 300 times 9 times 3, and that is enough damage to deal 8,000. But here's the thing, we play Upstart in this deck, and sometimes we have to activate Chrono in scale after the Pendulum summon. So this might not always be an FTK. So here's a player. My friend was actually playing Emancipator FTK using the exact same combo, and they don't have scale, so they do not nearly enough damage. So I found this card. I'll say the Sylvan High Protector. What this does is you excavate the top card of your deck, and you name a card before you excavate. And if it's the card, you draw it, and if it isn't, you send it to grave. So what you do is you call a card that you don't play or like doesn't even exist, just call like Exodia or whatever, a random card. Draw that card and it gets sent to grave. Now the other effect is that if a card is sent from deck to grave, including by its own effect, detach a material, target a card on the field, place it on the top or bottom of the deck. So what do? You get the card that doesn't exist, I just call it Exodia, and you put Blaze Phoenix back to your extra deck, and then you Cyber-Stein summon it again, and it does more burn damage, and that's definitely a KO. So there's the basic combo. Just need a few monsters on board, including a Harmonizing, and it's an FTK. It's that easy. Move on to the next replay where we draw Charging Cell, because you always draw Charging Cell with this deck. There's just too many of them to avoid it. Here what you do is you add Pen Call, and then discard Souls, and then do your plays, right? And here I'm just thinking, you kind of need a level 4, because what you really want is you want a level 4, level 3, and then you can summon Righty Driver, and that's 8, right? That's usually what you do. Again, you can also do 6 and 1 and 1. Keep your level 4s. It doesn't really matter because you add another one anyways. And then with the hand like this, you drew Charging Cell, so you're just going to summon the level 3. I know, if I didn't draw Charging Cell, this wouldn't work, right? Because you can't summon White Wing because you need a level 3. But that's not entirely true, because if we didn't draw the Charging Cell, we'd have another card, and that other card might get us to that level 3. You never know. Every card in this deck is pretty good, unless it's like a brick. But then the bricks are combo pieces. Like, this is a brick. Telekinetic Charging Cell is a brick. But now you don't have to make the power tool, and the combo actually becomes easier. Because now it's like, you make Road Warrior and you win. You summon 4 monsters, right? And now that's an FTK, because you go straight into Reproducus, get this, and just to get an extra monster more, we still summon Trauerbin. And now we have 9 monsters on field. So that's just an FTK. That's just an FTK. So you see how easy it is to FTK. Now, let me show you me doing this in a real game. I think this one was pretty funny. Because the opponent got kind of mad after I FTK'd him. And I can't blame him. I would be too, honestly. Here we drew Righty Driver. Definitely not optimal because you can't Pendulum summon it. It's a level 1. We don't have any 0 skills. So here I just do my best. The original plan was to use Chrono's effect in hand to summon this and then do shenanigans. But I knew he didn't play any hand traps because this guy doesn't look like he would. Right, intuition. So I'm like, let's just play through it. And he was clicking my cards, right? This is like a noob. I don't like railing on noobs, but yeah, it is what it is, right? So then we just Pendulum summon, see how easy it is. I messed up there, I summoned Time Gazer. I meant to summon White Wing. I had so many test hands with the Charging Cell, was just assuming I have it every game. I'm like, oh, sorry. Right, and then see here. Basically you put 5 monsters on board. One of them is a Harmonizing, one of them is a White Wing, one of them is level 3, one of them is level 4. The last one doesn't matter, and that's an FTK. So that's what you need. White Wing, level 4, level 3, Harmonizing, random monster. That's an FTK. So here, just to show like how easy it is, we're just gonna summon Righty Driver from hand, not do any shenanigans, just show off. Even if you draw Righty Driver, it doesn't matter, it's just a neg. And negs don't really matter. And again, summon Trauerbin the Fire Knight. Synchro those into Power Tool, add Charging Cell, and there's an FTK. And I actually upstart this game. He didn't gain any life points, I don't know why. Alright, and then we just summon the Blaze Phoenix. And this is an FTK. And it's not quite enough, so we just make Alcei, detach, call Blue Eyes White Dragon. Obviously, whatever we mill isn't that. Shuffle back Blaze Phoenix, or just put back in deck. Use its effect again, and that's an FTK. That's easy, I would show him the math here. And he's like, what's wrong with you? Only you have a turn. I'm bored, I'm really bored. How can Yu-Gi-Oh! Be so boring? It just is. And that's really the best answer here. And yeah. There's my game, right? fun time for the opponent. I bet you really enjoyed getting FTK. So let's just profile the deck. I know it's not the best. I'm not even playing spellbooks in here. I just want to make the FTK as consistent as I could. I don't think this is the best way to play it. I think playing 50 might be the way here. And honestly, FTK isn't even really the way to go with this. I feel like it's better just to go like Exterio and then like some monster negate, like when Dragoon comes out, summon that, and then like Vortex or something, and just say that's enough negates. So then I can save on some extra deck space. So then I could actually play some better extra deck cards. Because as it stands right now, I really shouldn't be side decking Unicorn, I don't think. Because Unicorn is so good. I don't need Saryuja really. It's weird, because Unicorn technically can replace Alsei. But if you brick or they hand trap you and it's like difficult, you might not have a card in hand. And you might have had to use Upstar. Or you might have to use a Chrono in scale so you don't have complete scales. Or whatever reasons, right? So then because of that, it's like Alsei is just more consistent for the FTK. Though again, like FTK isn't even the way to go here. It's just that Cyber-Stein is absolutely a broken card. And with Master Rule 5, you just summon fusions wherever you want. And with how he 5-racks, Righty Driver comes out directly from the deck. Substitute that as any tuner. And then you just make Cyber-Stein. Well, not any tuner, but any Synchron tuner. Make Road Warrior, make Cyber-Stein. That's the general gist of this combo. And it's really easy, as you can tell. I play 3 Abductor, even though it's like a bad scale, because you can't summon level 3s with it. Just because it searches Harmonizing, and you need Harmonizing for this to work. That's why we don't play Desires. Also, you need all 3 of these. I'm only playing 2 Mastery, because what I've realized is, like, Servant's a level 3. It doesn't do anything in this, though. Because Servant's almost, like, not the best card. I play Mastery mostly for Royal Magical Library. Because if you draw this, they basically have to hand trap it, or else you get like 3 draws and it's a guaranteed FTK unless they perfectly hold their hand traps. I don't really want to play Jackal in this, but it protects you from hand traps. I really don't want to play Endymion, but it's a high skill to search off Mastery, which that could come up because you never want to scale Harmo, and you have to search Harmo off Pen Call because you have to Pendulum summon it. Because Abductor is just not a good scale in this deck, but it's completely mandatory because it's a +1 that searches exactly what you need. And yeah, I don't think these ratios are perfect. Again, I want to play 50 cards, but if I play 50 cards, it's going to be harder to get to Harmonizing, and I need Harmonizing for this whole thing to work, because even if I use another tuner to make Hauki 5-rack, I still need White Wing Magician or a level 4 tuner, which just makes this whole process more difficult, because you can't play any level 2s, right? The argument would be like, oh, just use Cyber-Stein, summon Theseus with level 2, but this deck doesn't play any level 2s. And there's no good level 2s to play in Pendulums. And it's just a whole thing, where if I played 50, I would draw this less often. And if you draw 2 of this, and your hand's good, you can still kind of combo off. If you don't get hand trapped, you can still win. Especially if you draw Library as well. But if you draw 3 of these, your hand's basically dead. And you can also draw these in conjunction with these, and that's just really rough. Of course, if you draw Cyber-Stein with this, you're basically there for the combo, and you just need to make Reaper Docus, provided they can't stop it with a hand trap. And then the basic theory here is that you go first, you kill them immediately, FTK them, and then you have to blind side. And that's really the biggest problem I see here, is that after you FTK them game 1, you have to blind side. And the extra deck is really bad, to say the least. The extra deck cannot go second. And yeah, you have a lot of cards to side out to blind side, but the extra deck's just not looking the best, right? It is really not. So World Dino Wrestling is actually really good. This is an incredibly underrated card, because with World Dino Wrestling, you can send it off Foolish Goods to summon Pankratops from your deck. You can also activate it, and then send it off of Souls, get a draw, and summon Dino Wrestler from your deck. So I think this card is incredibly underrated, and if you're playing Foolish Goods in your Pendulum deck for Melancholy's Fusion, you should definitely consider side decking this card. So then the theory here is you just blind side these cards, because they're technically good against every matchup, and then you side out this, and then like the White Wing, or the Time Gauge, because that's useless. If I were to make this a real competitive deck, that wasn't just focused on FTKing as commonly as possible, I would actually try to make FTK a secondary win condition, or at least like the primary win condition, but not necessary, and just be also able to put up negates in case the FTK idea fails. And then that way I can side out the FTK cards, put in going second cards, and then we'll actually have a cohesive deck to win with. Because as of right now, even after siding, also game 1 going second, there's 2 options. A, your hand's really good and you think you can break through and you think the opponent's deck's bad or the opponent bricks. B, you surrender immediately, so they have to blind side, and they might not side in hand traps because they're blind siding. They don't know what they're going up against. Let's say they sided Cosmic Cyclone or whatever, they miscalculate. So then you just come in, FTK them, and then game 3, you just sign in all your side deck cards, hope they go first, and try to beat them down. If they figure that out, you're kind of screwed, so it's like a mind game thing at that point. But yeah, that's the plan. If we go second game 1, A, they brick, B, your hand's really good and can break through their board, because you can see what their board is. They don't know what you have. And then a lot of the time, you just have to scoop, make them blindside, FTK them, and then game 3, just try your best to break through. So yeah, that's me all for today, guys. Showing off the broken Cyber-Stein, consistent FTK. That's me all for today. Take care, y'all. Goodbye.